Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Angus, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Angus's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Angus has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. Angus is seated on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they're going to demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash, and Fred and Angus take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Angus heel, and then you just start walking, and he'll fall in line on your left-hand side. And we've also incorporated an automatic sit, as you see right there. Anytime Fred stops his feet, Angus will sit. There's that sit again. It's important during the heeling exercise that Angus walks nicely at your pace on your left-hand side, as he's been trained to do. He shouldn't try to pull ahead or lag behind. If he does attempt to pull ahead or lag behind, you say no, give a tug and let go correction, repeat your command to heel, and start walking again. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate is a stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Angus's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He walks out to the end of the training leash. It's a great exercise to build up self-control and maturity in Angus. You want to start practicing this one at about a minute and work your way up in increments to about 3. And when Fred returns back to him, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind him, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Angus remains seated throughout. Fred gives him a little praise, and then they take off heeling again. We'll show you a little more of the heel sit and stay. There's that sit again.
Stay.
He gives him the stay again, back out to the end of the training leash. Now this time, instead of returning back, he'll demonstrate the come or recall command. You're going to call Angus in using his name in a nice voice. He comes and sits in front. And then we have an exercise called the finish, where you heel him right around the back of you to get him right back to your left-hand side heel position, and he'll sit. Fred's going to demonstrate it one more time. Leave him in a sit stay, out to the end of the training leash. Then call him into you. And he comes in, sits nicely in front. And then the finish, you heel him right around the back of you and right back to your left-hand side, and he'll sit. Nicely done. It's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Angus about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You just want to keep the commands fresh in his mind so you can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine. Next we'll be showing you our down commands. The first one will be down from a heel position. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down.
Stay.
He then gives him a stay and walks out to the end of the training leash. It's another great exercise to build up that self-control and maturity in Angus. Start practicing this one at about 3 minutes and work your way up to about 5. And when Fred returns back to him, he's going to walk all the way around him as he did on the sit stay and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Angus remains down throughout and he heels him right out of it. And they're going to show you that down command one more time when they come back around. And you see Angus is doing very well, but if for any reason he doesn't respond to one of your commands, the first word out of your mouth is no, followed by a tug and let go correction, and then you repeat your command. You always want to follow through with your commands. Fred will demonstrate that down again. He gives him the down and a stay, back out to the end of the training leash. This time he'll show you that come or recall command right out of the down. Just call him in using his name, and he comes and sits. And then the finish again, where you heel him right around the back of you to get him right back to your left-hand side, and he'll sit. I'll give them a second to get lined up for our final command, which will be down from a distance. This will be the down from a distance. You're going to leave him in a sit, give him a stay, walk out to the end of the training leash. This is the only time you're going to use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash. Perfect. You'll then return back to him once again by walking all the way around and right back to that left-hand side heel position.
Angus heel.
Alright, we've demonstrated for you the obedience commands we've worked on with Angus here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Angus, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.